Good morning. How's it going? Today is day 57 out of 90 days of going live on Facebook. I'm going to be doing a full face. Would love for you to join me and get ready for me. I'm going to be doing a winged eyeliner look, a nice hydrating dewy finish for my foundation, and let's see how this goes. I still have my little friend, so if any of you ever are battling blemishes, this is going to be a video to help out as well. I've already put primer on my face. Primer is fantastic. It fills in your pores, your fine lines, and also makes it so that your makeup adheres to your face a little bit better so it doesn't fly off. And I'm going to be using my BB Flawless BB cream as my foundation. Come on and say a little hello, and I'm going to chat with you a little bit about Christmas traditions because I need to start some more. Hey Janice, how's it going? So I'm just taking some BB Flawless. This is in the shade Bisque. So my family and I, we're kind of like mutts when it comes to our nationality. Like we have all different types of heritage from just the backgrounds of my parents' parents and all, you know, we're just mutts. So because of that, we don't necessarily have a ton of Christmas traditions that are, I don't know, from a different culture, like from a culture, and it makes me a little jealous, I guess. It makes me want to have traditions a little bit more than we have right now. Hey Rachel, hey Janice, hi Sarah. So if any of you have any holiday traditions, please let me know in the comments below. I was even watching, what was it? Oh, I went and saw Anastasia last night. The play Anastasia, it's on Broadway and it's also a traveling show. So it came here to Providence. It came to Providence Performing Arts Center. Got to see it last night. Absolutely beautiful. And you know, there's some ballet inside the show. And I know a lot of people have a tradition that they go and see the Nutcracker, or maybe they go and they see the Christmas Carol at a local performance. So both of those are right now off the table. My kids are a little too young for both of those shows. I don't think that they'd be able to handle the entire show. Used that yesterday. Loved it. Is it so great, Janice? The BB Flawless is fantastic. It gives just like a little bit more to your foundation, a dewy finish, keeps on hydrating you day long. So I love it. Hi Andrea, how's it going? Hey Rachel. So went to go see Anastasia. Beautiful show. For those of you who have seen the movie, that movie came out, what was it, the 90s maybe? I'm just gonna do some skin perfecting concealer. It's like it. It's a little bit different. It's added a little bit more drama, obviously, to it. A bit more drama. They got rid of the main bad character from the villain, and they changed him for like the military. So that was an interesting change. But as I said, my kids are a little too young to be able to bring them to a performance yet, a full performance. So I might be able to bring them to more of a community, shorter performance of something. But I want to know what your traditions are. So we did just get a piano in my house. So one of the things that I wanted to bring into our family was singing Christmas carols and teaching the kids different Christmas carols and singing around the tree. So that's something that I really want to start doing. But we need some more. We need some more traditions. So do you have any traditions that you love to do? Do you bake something special? Do you, I don't know, what do you do with your family? One of the things that my parents did is they were really big celebrators. They love to celebrate the 12 days of Christmas. So they often had like a 12th night party, or they might have like a third night party, whatever night actually fell on like a holiday, like a weekend after Christmas. So everything I feel like in December is really, really chaotic and busy. So we don't always get to see our friends, but my parents would have like a 12th night celebration, or we would go see a performance together with some different friends. And that would be our way to see these people that we don't always get to see during the holidays. So that might be something that we start to do. So you can see I'm just putting the foundation in like this triangular kind of shape. I'm just lightly patting it on with my ring finger. Hi, Christine. Oh, thanks, Andrea. Rachel, that was the BB Flawless. It's so good. It's just so good. It's just easy. It's really, really easy. It's very forgiving. So if your skin changes, you know, during the seasons, it's a bit more forgiving than other foundations. So I'm just going to cover up. I have some discoloration on my upper lip. Just cover that on up. And I've got some redness on my chin. This is the great thing if you're just using the BB Flawless, if you don't need full coverage foundation. So as you can see, I have a lot of freckles. If you still want your freckles and some of your natural, I complexion to shine through, you can add the BB Flawless, and then you can just touch up if you have sunspots, age spots, under eye circles, anything like that. You could just touch up just a little bit with the Skin Perfecting Concealer. That's my favorite for the winter. I'll be real with you. My favorite for the winter is to really let my freckles shine, but just to even out a little bit of my skin tone. You have an ugly sweater, Yankee swap, potluck, that's amazing. I always make Nigella Lawson's Christmas morning muffins. What are those, Sarah? What are those? And Rachel said, for the last few years, we've gone to see the Christmas vacation at the movie theater. The movie theaters play throwback Christmas movies, so we wear our Christmas vacation shirts and watch it together. Rachel, that sounds amazing, and Blake would totally love that. And Sarah says, we watch Christmas Vacation, but my kids are completely confused by the dated references. I can imagine. So I'm going to set my face with just some translucent setting powder. This is also going to help diffuse the look of that physical under eye bag. When I add powders on top, so powder blush or powder bronzer, I frequently like to just set my liquid makeups or my BB Flawless with just a little bit of either powder, like foundation powder, which will give you fuller coverage, or if this is the coverage that you want, just a little translucent setting powder. It keeps the makeup on. It just makes sure that it doesn't move anywhere. I know that, I think it was you, Christine. Was it you, Christine? No, it might have been a different Christine who was asking, you know, how do you keep your makeup on so it doesn't get on other people's shirts when you're giving them hugs? And using a good setting product like this setting powder will do that. So now I was able to take that nice dewy finish, keep it so it's hydrating, but now I can apply powders without it getting stuck. You know what I mean? Without it becoming like mud. Hi, Leslie. Leslie, do you have any holiday traditions? I'm trying to come up with some more. I really want some more. It's interesting, you know, as you grow up and you start to have a family of your own, you get to take some traditions from your families, but then you can also make your own. And because I'm just like your straight up American, my family has so many different nationalities in it that a lot of the traditions, you know, we're heavily Scottish, heavily Polish. Blake's family is Danish. So a lot of those traditions haven't necessarily withstood time. And so part of me has been thinking like, oh, okay, well now with, you know, our love of Eyeliner and the fact that I'm really Scottish, maybe we could start to do some, you know, hogmanay or just like Scottish kind of traditional things. So we'll see, but I wanted to see if any of you had any. I like that idea of going to the movie theater to go see Christmas Vacation. That sounds really good. Sarah says the muffins are slightly sweet with citrus and cranberries, so totally acceptable for breakfast. That sounds delicious, Sarah. Is it easy? I know that you're like exceptional at baking, so is it something that I could do? I mean, I don't know if you saw the video of my giant cinnamon roll that I made. That was extreme. But those sound lovely. I love cranberries and citrus. So Andrea gets to go see live pantomime at the theater in Nottingham or Newark in the UK. You saw David Hasselhoff and Peter Pan. That's lovely. So do you do this every holiday season? Do you just go and see a different show? That sounds lovely. So I'm just warming up my face with some bronzer right now. I like to go in a 3 or an E shape. You could use, as I said, bronzer. You could just use a darker shade of foundation. One of the things that a lot of people do on my site, so all of our foundations, if you buy 2 of them, there's like a set option. So if you buy the set, you get a discount. So you could get, you know, your normal foundation shade plus a darker one or a lighter one. Same thing with the BB Flawless. A lot of people buy the set if they love it just to save the money, but they might buy like a lighter set for highlighting or a darker set for contouring. So I just want to let you know that. Sarah says it's very easy. You prep all the ingredients the night before, then just mix and bake for 15 minutes on Christmas morning. I can handle that, Sarah. I can definitely handle that. Hey, Janine, how's it going? So warmed up my face just a little tad. But yeah, so we're hoping to go. My friend Rebecca, she had told me about this like Christmas light display in Massachusetts. It's a couple hours away, but our kids are pretty good. I'm going to use this color Spirited right now for our little blush. Our kids are pretty good in the car if we do drive for 2 hours. So I was thinking that we might try to do that. It's just a drivable Christmas display. And if you aren't from New England, it's pretty cold right now. So going for like walking wintertime activities would be a little nippy for our kids, especially at night. So we might want to try out this drive-in Christmas display. We might go up early, make a day out of it, get some food nearby, and then be there for when the lights go on, and then afterwards drive home. Maybe the kids will fall asleep. My kids never fall asleep in the car anymore. What happened to that? Those are the good old days, right? When they'd fall asleep in the car. So I'm going a little heavier on the blush just because I like blush. I know not everybody does blush, but I just feel like blush brings my face alive, because especially this time of year, I've lost a lot of coloring in my face, and I'm going to be wearing my glasses today. So when I wear my glasses, I like to add a bit more color on my cheeks and on my lips. I just feel like, I don't know, it brings my face to life. I try to go every year. Do you have Panto or Pantomime in the US? I don't think so. Is that like that thing? Is that pantomime where they like pretend that, you know, they're in boxes and they don't talk and they wear black and white? Leslie says, my kids and husband and I all bake cookies together. Hubby and kids are in charge of sugar cutout cookies. All of us girls usually go to the movies too. That's awesome. Leslie, one of my good friends, Mara, she has a cookie baking party, and the big cookie that we all make, I mean, we make tons of cookies. We do the sugar cookies, we decorate, we make those chocolate peanut butter kiss cookies. Oh my gosh, those are my favorite. And we recently, I'm just taking my go-to, my Victoria's Splurge Cream Shadow. One of the favorite things that we've been doing now is we get those little muffin pans, and we put the cookie dough in it, and then we put a mini Reese's peanut butter cup inside. Oh my God, guys. If you love the peanut butter kiss cookies, you need to try this. So get the little mini muffin tins, put the same amount of peanut butter dough inside the mini muffin tins, but instead put a mini Reese's peanut butter cup. Your mind will be blown. You're going to want that instead of the Hershey Kiss one from now on. It's so, so, so good. I absolutely adore it. Hi, Pat. Good morning. Hi, Kim. Do you have holiday traditions that you like to do with your family? Because my kids are now at an age, so my son is 5. He's now at an age where he's going to start remembering. He's really going to start to remember, you know, the holidays, and he's going to look forward to different traditions and stuff, except we don't have that many. So I want to start some. Oh goodness, I'm looking out in my backyard. I need to get a fence. A piece of my fence has blown down for 3 years in a row, and we keep tying it up and hoping to fix it, and it wasn't installed properly. It wasn't like put into the ground well. So I think that this is going to have to be the time when I actually take care of it. But I've never bought a fence. So I'm going to have to be an adult and like take care of that adult type thing and get a fence. All right, I'm going to do a little bit of highlighter. For those of you who don't highlight, the great thing about highlighters is that in addition to it just catching the light and looks pretty, it actually makes your complexion look nice. Like people will think it's your skin, and you can double it for some eyeshadow. So what I like to do is I like to put it on the top of my cheeks. So I like to put it right there. You see that? Now, you don't walk around like this. Please, please, please. Always blend. Blending is one of my favorite things to recommend, because if you don't blend, you're gonna look a little crazy. You can also just take your finger and plop it on. This is the cream to powder stick. There's also a powder one, so if you would prefer more of a powder finish. But as I said, if you want to just be easy, you just draw it right there and blend it with your finger. See how nice? You could see it better on this side because that's where the sun is. People like to go right down their nose, right on that little tip of your nose. Super cute. Another fun area is right here in this inner corner of your eye. Just really brightens and catches that light. On my glasses, ladies, this is a huge spot that I love to put either white eyeliner or like a shimmer eyeshadow. Another great spot is right underneath that brow bone. That gives your brow bone like a little bit of a lift. And this is all just with that same product, okay? Luminizer stick, and it's gonna last forever. You can also put it right here on your Cupid's bow, that little like V of your lip. It's going to make your lips look bigger. Hi, Veronica. Leslie loves to drive around and look at Christmas lights, right? Is your necklace a golden snitch? Yes, it is, Rachel. Yes, it is. Leslie says, I love this too. We'll definitely try the peanut butter cup. That's my favorite candy. Oh, Leslie, you need to make them. And you need to let me know what you think, because honestly, it's our new go-to. Like, it is easily like a favorite Christmas cookie now. I forgot, I wanted to add a little bronzer to my eyes. I did this yesterday. Just take your bronzer and your blending brush and do this as your main eyeshadow. Multi-purpose products, my friend. So I am going to be a little fancy. I'm going to do a winged eyeliner today. But when I do a winged eyeliner, you don't always need to do crazy eyeshadows. So let's just do a little bronzer. Let's make things easy on ourselves, right? Multi-purpose is the way to go today, my friends. So just blending that all over. Can't go wrong. I did that little highlighter trick with my luminizer. Done. Easy. Bronzed eyes. Love it. Oh, thank you so much, Andrea. I appreciate it. I'll check out the Pinto in Nottingham. So fancy. Isn't that where Robin Hood, Nottingham Palace? Isn't that where he goes? Is that where he's from? I love Robin Hood. The old one, like the Disney one with, was he a fox? Yeah, the fox Robin Hood. I loved that one. Thank you so much, Andrea. All right, so we've got my base face on, we've got the blush, we've got the luminizer. I will do my brows because I forgot to do my brows yesterday. I talked about it and then I completely forgot to do it. So I'm just gonna take my Brow Artist palette. Brows are super, super important if you're doing a makeup look, especially if you're doing something with your eyes. You wanna make sure that you balance it out. So once again, you do not need to do makeup. I think everyone is beautiful in their own skin, but I find that I like to be creative with makeup. I like to add a little bit of color. I get to showcase my personality, just like how you do with your clothes or your jewelry or your shoes or the color of your car. Like, it's just something fun that you can play around with. But also makeup can help you if something is making you feel a little unconscious. Unconscious? Is that what I'm trying to say? Well, we'll figure that out. But like my little blemish that I had didn't make me feel so good about myself, so I was able to cover that up with concealer. If you feel like your face is looking a little drab, a little older than you'd like it to be, or if you've got some gray hairs or thinning going out in your brows, taking the Brow Artist palette or a brush, a little liner, and just filling it in with some short natural strokes is really going to help make you look younger. It's going to give you a more lifted appearance. So I just take this spoolie brow brush, I brushed through my brows, and I'm literally just gonna follow my natural shape of my brows and just fill in wherever it's gotten a little light, wherever it's gotten a little thin, and follow that natural shape down. I'm not necessarily carving anything out. I'm not changing the shape of my brow, but just that. Do you see that? Just that little bit was able to add a little more structure to my brow. See? So see how it's like thinned out, got a little gray. I just added a little bit. So when I wear my glasses later, okay, this side is going to look a bit more pulled together. It just lifts my whole appearance, just like adding a little bit of luminizer. So if you feel like over time gravity has made your face sag a little bit, filling in the brows would be one of the first things I would suggest. Good morning, Carrie. Hi, Mandy. How's it going? So once again, I'm going to flip it over, take that spoolie side to brush through my brows, dipping it in the powder, and just go into town, following that natural shape. I can also work with you if you don't have any shape to your brows and you want to add a little shape to it, or if you're a little confused. But at first I would suggest just filling in. Don't go too crazy. Don't try to draw too much that doesn't actually belong yet. You know, just kind of figure out what your natural shape is and fill in anywhere that has gotten a little gray or that has thinned out a little too much. So I add a little bit of structure right down there and then comb it through afterwards just to really make it look blended together. Good morning, Maria. Need brow help? Glad I dropped in. Perfect timing, Mandy. Perfect timing. Shoot me a little message. Just do a little wave or something on Facebook in the message, and I will. I'll definitely help you out. So even just that, I've made my face look young, youthful. You see this little shine right here, this dewiness? It's the luminizer. So you don't need to go and do crazy eyeshadows. You don't need to go and put out a lipstick. If you have things that are outside your comfort zone, know that adding just a couple of these things, doing your brows, having a foundation that really makes your skin look light and young and youthful can do so much for you. However, you guys know that I do love mascara and lips, so I am going to add that as well as the eyeliner. I promised you I was going to do a wing eyeliner today. So I'm taking just our Dip and Draw eyeliner. I shake it up. You can hear that little ball inside that mixes up all the ingredients nice and well. And I've got a cheat to how I do a winged eye. Let's zoom in. Woo, hello, darlings. So the shape right here, it's a nice little like triangular shape. I just take it and I stamp along my lower lash line, really keeping it as close as I can to my lashes without getting it in my lashes. If you have very thick lashes, be careful with this step because you just knocked over my Christmas tree, Lumos. I have a Christmas tree down here in my studio, and Lumos just knocked it over, that little rascal. So you want to make sure that it's very close to your lash line, but try not to get it in your lashes. It does take a little practice, but this is something that I recommend you do on a Saturday afternoon while you're watching Hallmark Christmas movies and you're like, you know what, it's a commercial. I'm going to practice what Mary showed me. So even just this, let me zoom out. Even just that, going lightly along the lash line, you can see that it's enhanced my eyes, it's brightened my eyes a little bit, it's not a very thick line, so I have what's called slightly hooded eyes. You know, it's like gravity. So I keep that line really, really, really nice and thin. I'm not trying to become Amy Winehouse or Adele. I just want to make my eyes look a little bit brighter. But if you want to wing it out, what you do is you take that same brush, you obtain that same tool. This is in the shade Perfect, it's black. And then I'm going to follow the line from my lower lash line to where my brows are. And I'm literally going to stamp. See that? I just stamped it. That's all I do right there. You could just walk out of the house like that. I like to connect at least halfway up and thicken up that outer portion. I like to keep my wing thicker on the outer third and thinner on the inner third. You could also completely connect. Whoop. And you would draw it to about the beginning, like to your pupil. So either to your iris or your pupil would be kind of the spot where I would keep it nice and thick. So I just connected it right across. And then I just connect it. So, do you see? See how I did that? Super easy, guys. Super easy. It's a stamp. And I just stamped and then took it and filled it in until about my pupil. So you stamp, so you go all the way across, lightly line, nice thin line, stamp, color, like draw from that tip to your pupil, pupil, and then color it in. Rachel says I do this hack every day now. Yes, yes. Let's do it on the other eye. Just not as zoomed in. I will tell you that if you have slightly hooded eyes or hooded eyes, that you do want to let the eyeliner dry a little bit, because since I have, you know, like folded skin, I don't want it to stamp up there. So I am going to just like let it dry just a little bit. But see how cool that is? So it's just lifted my eye, it's brightened my eye. I am going to be wearing glasses, so it's just brought a little bit more attention to it. You can play with different placement of where you want the wing to point. Some people like it straight out, some people like it a little bit more up, some people do like a little bit of a swoop, but that's the basic way to do it. And what I want to remind you is that your eyes are not twins. Okay, they're already shaped different, they're different sizes, they point different ways, they're crooked already, so don't try to be a perfectionist. Just make sure that it looks good by itself and then be like, all right, let's move on to the next. I'm not going to try to match them. I'm not going to make sure that they're the same width. I'm not going to do any of that because nobody is going to be this close to my face except my 3-year-old, all right? So as long as they look good by themselves, you're fine, you're fine. So let's do this on the other side. So once again, you just take it out. You lightly, I like to start in the center of my eye. I like to almost like push it right in that lash line, keeping it really thin as I go in. Then I kind of turn it around. I do the same thing. I like lightly just draw and stamp it on. By itself, this is perfect. Okay, opens the eyes, is that nice dark color to really make the base of your lashes look nice. But if you want to have a bit of a wing, a little bit of a flare, you just take it once again. I dipped it back in. Now I'm going to match up my lower lash line, find that brow, and stamp. So I wouldn't walk out of the house like that. I would definitely thicken it up just a smidge. So if you want to take things slow, go halfway up, draw to your iris. The iris, of course, is the colorful portion of your eye. So I just draw to my iris. So that's like a little baby wing. See how it's thinner and then gets a little thicker? So that'd be like the beginner step if you want it to be like a little bit more of a wing. And if you want to be a bit thicker, then you connect from the tip to your pupil. And then you just color it in. And then what I do is see how it's like a bit thicker and there's no transition? I just kind of start to transition it a little bit more. Keeping it the thinnest. Oops, got a little thick right there. That happens. keeping it the thinnest on the inner corner of the eye. So I got a little thick there. I am going to fix it. I'm going to fix and go on this side and just commit to being a little bit thicker. Nothing too crazy. Less is more. Don't just like obsess about it. So we drew that in. That looks pretty good. Do they perfectly match? No. This one's a little taller, a little longer. See that? Am I going to obsess about it? Nope. Because you know what happens when you obsess about your winged eyeliner? You become Amy Winehouse. Is this one a little bit thicker than this one? Like in the center? Yes. But from here, can you really tell? No. And I like move my head when I talk. So you're not going to be sitting there being like, this is a millimeter smaller than this one. You're not. If you want to sit down and be a perfectionist, go for it. But this is how I do it. This is the easy hack. The stamp and don't like fret too much about it hack. Who likes that? Who likes that trick? And who's tried it? I know Rachel's tried it. Mandy, I want you to try and let me know what you think. Hi, Avril. How are you doing? How are you doing, dear friend? So I'm going to let that dry. You can see the luminizer. You've got the bronzer on as my eyeshadow. Didn't do anything too crazy. Let's go in with some Epic mascara to wrap up this eye look. My favorite. This is my favorite. If you have not treated yourself yet to Epic mascara, you need to go and get yourself some because it is honestly the best mascara I have ever used. It curls my lashes, keeps them nice and separated. Absolutely beautiful. And for those of you who want to have more of a natural shade, or maybe you're fair and you have blonde hair, or maybe you're a redhead and you just want to have like a lighter shade, you don't want this dark black, we do have a brown. If you're someone who has issues with regular mascaras and you want to make sure that it doesn't budge, or maybe your job is a little humid or a little wet, or maybe you rub your eyes a lot, we also have a waterproof. So all three of those options, black, brown, waterproof, all of them with the same wonderful formula and this magic brush that literally curls my lashes for me and keeps them super beautiful. So I wiggle at the base and then I gently pull up. Wiggle at the base, gently pull up. And the wiggling at the base really makes it so it's a nice, dark, thick base. And then gently pulling it up, make sure that it combs out those lashes, keeping them nice and even. Oh, I'm ready for the holidays, you bet. You bet, Avril. I have been ready for quite some time. I'm like a little Christmas elf. Hi, Gloria. How are you? Just do a little bit of those lower lashes. See how nice? And they're like curled. Do you see how it's curled? It's crazy. I was on the hunt for the best mascara like all of my adult and teenage life. I have tried every single brand that you can like imagine. I was the girl that would go to CVS, the drugstore, and try a different brand of mascara. I felt like every month, because especially the cheaper ones with the yucky chemicals in it, they would dry up way too quickly. Mascara is supposed to last you 3 whole months. It should last you an entire season. So if your mascara is made of poor quality and it's not doing that for you, you really want to think about investing in Epic mascara, or a mascara like this that has those great qualities to it, has, you know, doesn't have all that filler, gross chemicals to it, and will last you those 3 full months. After that, no matter which mascara you have, you want to toss it out because it's going to breed bacteria and do nasty things. So the max lifespan for any mascara is 3 months, but if you're buying more of those poor quality mascaras, you might be only getting a month out of it, and it's probably not doing this. It's probably not lengthening your lashes and like curling them for you. This is magic. Hi, Debbie. Tried the wiggling trick today and made a big difference. Yay, Sarah, you have to send me a picture. It's gonna be so good. So it really does. It curls these lashes and then they stay curled. That's the other thing, is that I feel like sometimes other products would curl my lashes and then they would sink over time. And this, it just stays curled. It stays nice and dark and lovely, and I don't have to worry about it. And for me, it doesn't budge. When I wear my foundation like I did today, this Epic mascara is just gonna stay on. This dip and draw is waterproof as well, so it's not going to budge. If you are someone who does rub your eyes a lot, if you want to try the waterproof, that product is incredibly good as well. Good morning, Allison. Let's finish things off. I'm gonna do a lip and then I'm gonna head on out. Tackle the day, my friends. So A lot of you have recently purchased Splash liquid lipstick. So these liquid lipsticks last super, super long, and a little goes a long way. You do want to make sure that your lips have been exfoliated throughout the week, just so it's a nice, even canvas. Any product that, you know, holds onto your lips really long, is long-lasting color, it is going to adhere to your lips very well, especially if there's dry patches. So you want to make sure that your lips are in the best condition they could be. So as you can see, I'm just taking out the applicator, and I'm actually scraping off the majority of the product. And now I'm going to line my lips with the applicator. I like to start on that Cupid's bow that we highlighted. I do a little X, and then I go around. And as I said, less is more with this product. Line that lip. Then I'm going to go on the bottom lip and line. You can use a lip liner if you'd like. You could use a lip brush if you'd like. Or you could just use the applicator. There you go. Now I fill it in. And it is going to set and stay on my lips all day long. Gotta fix that Cupid's bow. Making it a little perky today now that I highlighted it. I want it to really showcase. See how easy that is? And then as I said, you just let it set. You don't really eat or drink for about like 5-10 minutes. You can even blot your lips if you'd like. And then the product stays on like all day. It's so amazing. It's creamy, it's moussey. The metallic ones do have a bit different of a finish to it. So this is one of the metallic ones. It's gonna have a little bit more of a different feel, a little less moussey, but it's going to really be transfer proof, which is amazing. So thank you guys so incredibly much for watching this Minute with Mary. I'm gonna set my face with some setting spray just so it stays on all day. What do you think? How do you feel about a look like this? So as I said, it's not complex. I used bronzer for my eyeshadow. I showed you the quick tip to do how to do the winged eyeliner. I really talked about the importance of doing your brows, adding a little bit of color to your cheeks or to your lips, especially if you're someone who wears glasses. It just kind of brightens your face and brings it all alive. So that's the scoop. I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.